So today I'm going to go over some more formulas in Notion because I've been getting a lot of people asking me how to automate their databases more, especially with dates. I know I have videos in the past with sort of basic formulas for dates. Here I'm going to go through more specific things, like for example, how to find the nearest work day when adding to a date. So if I'm adding 3 working days, it's a lot different than adding just 3 days or 3 business days. So yeah, let's get into all of that. So first in this column of dates, let's figure out what is a weekend day and what's a business day. So if I use the OR function, and the OR function is set up like this. So it's OR parentheses blank, comma blank, parentheses close. So it's this or that, and it will return, in this case, a check mark. So in this side of it, I want to say the day of prop date equals 0. That would be Sunday, or let's go 6, because that would be Saturday. Or the day of property date equals 0. That would be Sunday. So as you can see, 22nd is a Saturday, 16th is a Sunday, both are checked. So now let's say I want to return some text. So if this is the case, that we're on a weekend, I want it to say weekend. So this question mark is signifying a then in an if statement. So if this, then that, otherwise, or colon, let's say business day. Cool. Now in this instance, I want to add 4 working days to each date. So there are a few ways to do this, but first, let's look at logistically how this would work. First, I'm going to give you this long formula, and this is basically what it is. So if we look at the 16th, if we're adding 4 working days, not including that Sunday, not including that day, 1, 2, 3, 4, it should land on the 20th, which it does. The 17th would be the 21st. However, the 18th would have to be that next Monday. So instead of adding those 4 days, I'm adding 6 days because I'm bypassing that weekend. And that'll give me the 24th. This is also 6 days, and that'll give me the 25th, another 6 days, and another 6 days. Now that Saturday, I want to add 5 days because I'm not bypassing both Saturday and Sunday, just Sunday. So in that Friday and that Saturday, both instances, adding 4 business days should give us the same exact date. So how do we shorten this? First of all, what I'm doing here is saying if this, if Sunday, then add 4 days with this date add function. So in certain instances where you want to use this, like say there's a certain task that requires a 4 working day addition, but there's another task that requires 5 days. So you don't want to have a bunch of conditions with this long formula repeated over and over again. It's going to get too enormous. So we want to crunch this down. So if or statement, we have the first one is the day of property date equals 0. Or the day of property date equals 1, I want to add to property date add, comma, 4 days. Now let's do another statement that goes if day of the week of prop date equals 2 or equals 3. Actually, we would not have parentheses here. So that's closing this all out in this OR statement. Now let's create another instance. We need day 4. So I'm going to just plug in OR again up here, comma, day property date equals 4, parentheses, and then another OR up here to add another instance. So let's go day property date equals 5. In these instances, we want to add 6 days to bypass that weekend. Sorry, 6 days. Otherwise, let's add those 5 days for that Saturday. Date add to prop date. Sorry, that should not be there. 5 days. We have the same exact dates. So that's another way to do it. Now let's crunch it down even further. So there's an obvious way with less than or equal to symbols, but I'm going to show you kind of a funky way first, and then we'll do that one. So how you're going to do this is to use the contains function. And like I said, this isn't really super common, but what I'm saying here is if contained within this matrix of 0 or 1, if I format the day of the date like this, it'll give me the same number, just I'm formatting it into a text, and I'm trying to see if within it contains either 0 or 1. If it does, I'm just going to go date add property date 4 days. And then if it contains 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, again, format day of property date. Then I'm gonna add 6 days. Otherwise, I'm just gonna add 5 days. And I'll leave all these different styles down in the link below, and this will give you the same exact thing. So this is giving me date properties, just like all the other ones. Now let's do the shortest way to get this across. This one's pretty obvious. If the day of property date is less than or equal to 1, I want to add to property date 4 days. Just copy this, paste it. If it is less than or equal to 5, then I'm adding 6 days. Otherwise, I'm just adding 5 days to prop date. It's going to give us the same thing, but even shorter. So that's kind of the gist. Let's look at how to add 5 working days, just so I can show you how this pattern works. So instead of being less than or equal to 1, I believe it's less than or equal to 0, so maybe just 0. That would land on a Friday. And that would be 5 days. Now, if it's any day between Monday and Friday, I want it to return to me 5 days plus 2 to ignore that weekend, so 7. And then on Saturday, I want it to return 6 because I only want to ignore that Sunday. So with 5 additional working days, we should really just see a 1 day increase from each, except for right here, because that's going into the next Monday, and we're good. This is good to know, these formula syntaxes. It's good to know how to shorten formulas. As well, if you are super into this stuff, feel free to leave a comment, like maybe I could make it even shorter. But again, all the same result. It's really up to your preference. And I hope some of this stuff was useful. Thank you so much so far. I think I have like 750 subscribers. I don't really understand, but that's incredible. The growth is like, yay. I don't know what to say. It's amazing. So thank you very much for subscribing if you have. And I will see you guys next time. That's it.